there. I'm Lee. I go by a 20-something loser online. My pronouns are she, her. And today I have for you a Stardew Valley Haley marriage percentage speedrun. I'm submitting this as a race against my good friend Joetg. Hopefully, editing Lee will put this in on time. But obviously, as you see fit, I am also comfortable with doing this solo. This run is going to be seeded, essentially just to make it fair between Joe and I. However, an incentive idea would be to make us do it glitchless and unseeded, essentially meaning that there is no chance. I guess there's RNG based, to see whether or not either of us get a coconut in the traveling cart for Haley's birthday. Which that won't make sense to you until we actually hop into this run. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Obviously, we're gonna start off by just making our character really fast. And we are going to choose a female character because the female character allows us to get extra gold in the mail. We are using this seed because it guarantees a coconut on the 14th in the traveling cart, which is Haley's birthday. So this is where we are going to take off. So this is the seed that we're using. But this is only for marathon safety. Ideally, Joe and I are still competing in times. So we'll get started with this run, and then I'll explain a little bit about more or less why we're racing each other. Here we are. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. So, as mentioned, we are submitting this as a race, a Haley marriage percentage race, versus Joetg. I am most known for my Stardew Valley marriage runs. And that is because I am the main person who has routed most of these runs. So if there's anything to know about Stardew Valley marriage, I know it. The reason why I am submitting this versus Joe is because I have more or less handed Joe several marriage runs. And with every marriage run that I have sent over to him, he has consistently beaten my times. So there is a little bit of rivalry into which I spend all the time to route these beautiful runs for Joe. Well, mainly for me. And then I run it. And then I pass it on to Joe. And then Joe beats my time within a week. So that is simply why we are racing each other. To talk a little bit more about who Haley is, Haley is the town popular girl, I would say. She's the blonde character. If you know anything about Stardew Valley, she's the blonde character. She's kind of mean to you at the beginning. I mean, what else is there to say? But she really likes photography, I will say that. And her story arc gets slightly better. As you progress throughout the game, and as you become better friends with her. Although she does call you ugly when you first meet her. That's the only downside. What we started off by doing here within this run is we grew our 15 parsnips. And I am now just chopping enough wood to make a chest. And all I'm going to do now is go ahead and sell those parsnips. And I'm actually going to head down this way to the bottom cabin. So that I can put my chest down here. And then I'm also going to go to the left-hand side of the farm to collect as much forage as possible. Because as I mentioned before, we're going to be buying a coconut from the traveling cart. And that coconut is 900 gold. So we kind of want to gather as much sellable things as we can before then, so that we have enough money for that. There's nothing back there. We're going to check one more spot. And then after that, we will sleep all the way until Haley's birthday, which is the 14th. Marriage runs, I personally feel, are really great, especially when doing them live, because there's quite a lot of downtime. I like them because I can talk to chat more often when I'm live. They're good for marathons because there's lots of downtime for donations and plugging other important things. But they are quite enjoyable regardless. And there's so many of them that no run is exactly the same. So we're going to sell. Hopefully we made enough money, which we did. And now we're just going to sleep all the way until the 14th. So the reason why we were sleeping all the way until the 14th is, again, because of Haley's birthday. In most marriage runs, we want to take advantage of their birthdays as much as possible. With that being said, we will be gifting Haley on her birthday twice. But the first one is a coconut. Haley has a couple of loved gift items, one of them being a coconut and the other one being a sunflower, which you will see us use within this route. The others include pink cake and also fruit salad. The pink cake and the fruit salad are just not obtainable within this run, so we use a coconut. And also the sunflowers. And sunflowers can be grown, so that's kind of the big reason as to why we use those. Before we head over to the traveling cart, pardon me, goodness gracious. Before we head over to the traveling cart, I'm just going to take some time to chop down some trees, because throughout this run, we're going to need a total of 750 pieces of wood. Additionally, each tree drops something called sap, and the sap can be used to fertilize our crops, because ideally we want higher quality crops of sunflowers, as the quality of each item that you gift affects the amount of friendship points. Obviously, the higher quality of gift that you give to somebody, the more points that you get, meaning the faster we go. Additionally, I'm going to head again over to that left-hand side of the farm. We chose the forest farm, and the reason why we choose the forest farm is because in this general area, here on the left-hand side of the farm, which is behind my head currently, as I realize that, because that's how my face cam is positioned. But the way that the forest farm works is those forageable items, so we have a wild horseradish and a morel, they spawn right behind on that side. And we are just looking for some more forageable items, so we'll work our way around town. Again, Haley does not become available to us until closer to 11 on this day, so we do have some time of just trying to find some forageable items. The reason why we're looking for those forageable items, again, is because we are going to sell them for money. And we'll sell them for money because we need to buy sunflower seeds come come summertime. We're now going to make our way down towards the traveling cart, where we will be able to pick up that coconut. Earlier, I mentioned that we would be running in glitchless. So this is a glitchless, technically seeded, but we're not using any of the strategies really for seeded, other than the fact that we're just guaranteeing a coconut in the traveling cart for us to use. But otherwise, it's just a fairly unseeded run otherwise. With that being said, I did mention the word glitchless. Glitchless essentially means that we are using a tool called animation canceling, meaning that we can collect and we can use our tools very, very fast. Animation canceling, of course, is done by pressing the buttons right, shift, delete, and R on your keyboard at the same time. However, nobody does that. We all have them rebound to different keys. Here we are. This is Haley. She's got a really cute outfit on, a little blue top and a pink skirt. And this is who we're going to be romancing. In that little back room, I don't know if you can see it. If I get a little bit closer, there's a room right here. That is her like photo studio. So it's where she like develops her film and everything else. Here's the gift for Haley. And we are running home. Now, since we just gifted her a gift, all that we are going to do is we are going to sleep until summer at this point. I will pick up one more little forageable item here. We did find an eel in the trash, which that is fantastic for money for us, as we only have a little bit of money here for going into the summertime. So we're just going to sleep a bunch of times. The really beautiful thing about using sunflowers as Haley's love gift is that they give you one sunflower, but after you pick the sunflower, it also gives you sunflower seeds, so you can replant them again. And they grow through both summer and through fall. So if you didn't get enough during summertime, you can have even more during fall, which is fantastic. As long as you remember to leave your house and pick them. Otherwise, it's not so good. And just for a little bit of safety money, I'm going to go out here on the 26th. On the farm itself, forage collects over the course of a season. And so you are most likely going to find as many forageable items on this day in comparison to others. Here we have Marnie. Marnie is going to offer us a cat. In speedrunning, we say no to the cat. However, in most marathons, it's always an incentive to either name the cat or to just adopt the cat in general. So again, another incentive option per usual with Stardew Valley runs. It adds literally no time onto us, except for obviously typing in the name of the cat and whatever else. I'm again just gonna go ahead and check the bus stop for a little bit of extra money. Just because that coconut is 900 gold and it's a little expensive. And obviously with some more code diving, Joe and I will probably be able to find a better code, a better seed that would allow us to have a cheaper coconut in the traveling cart instead. But essentially, I'm just doing this so that I can ensure that I have enough money to buy as many sunflowers as possible during summertime. So we're going to make our way to summer right now. This run does involve quite a bit of sleeping. So again, great spacing within here for donations to be read out. Anytime that we're sleeping, you know, we're just going to be chatting. So feel free, obviously. That would be a fantastic time for that. And we are just on this day going to start to prep our farm for the sunflowers. So I want to remove as much of the debris along the edges as possible so that we don't have any of it bleed into our crops. I'm also grabbing some extra fiber here. I'm grabbing the fiber for a scarecrow. Just by crafting the scarecrow as well, it gives us an extra 100 gold. So we have even more money to work with. But we're gonna prep our crops right in front of our house. So we barely have to leave to take care of our crops every day. We are also going to make as much of this basic fertilizer as we can using the sap from the trees that we cut down. And then we're going to chuck all that away. And also water all the spots. In terms of friendship points, since we gave Haley a coconut on her birthday, that one coconut gave us 660 friendship points with Haley. Once you hit a total of 2 friendship hearts with a character, I can do the math, you gain access to their room ahead of time. So starting at 9 a.m., I'm going to be able to gift Haley this daffodil. The daffodil is actually a liked item for Haley. However, we don't have access to any more loved gifts. So we use the liked gift just to supplement some extra friendship. Just because there is such a thing as friendship decay. Which can be a killer. So we want to try and avoid as much of that friendship decay as possible. Essentially meaning that we're going to gift her a daffodil. But because we gave her that coconut already, we are going to get some... we are going to have access to her room ahead of time, so we can just walk on in. And so that liked gift doesn't give us as much friendship points as the actual, as a loved gift would. That gift and me talking to her gives me a total of 65 friendship points. Whereas a loved gift and just talking to her, that would be, that would be 100 points. So like a 35-ish point difference. We are actually going to make our way into the Joetg Mart here to buy as many sunflower seeds as possible. And that is because Joetg Mart is actually cheaper to buy sunflower seeds in comparison to Pierre. So Pierre's general store is where most people buy their seeds. However, Pierre's General Store sells the sunflower seeds for 200 gold, whereas Joetg sells it for 125. So this is the one time in which we actually have to go to Joetg in order to save a little bit of money. So I have 11 sunflower seeds. So we will grow these in both summer and in fall. And we are going to use as much rain as possible throughout the summer season. So they've already been watered once. They take 8 total waters to grow. So we're essentially just going to be counting throughout the entirety of the summer season. The way that friendship mechanics work within Stardew Valley, there's a cutscene during that little nighttime sleep. The way that friendship mechanics work within Stardew Valley is it works upon a point system as well as like a heart system. So for any of the marriageable candidates, you get, you can earn up to 8 points, 8 hearts. And then once you hit 8 hearts, you have to then give them a bouquet to show that you would like to start dating them. After you start dating them, you can then earn an extra 2 hearts to get them all the way up to 10. And then at that 10 heart range, you can then buy them a mermaid's pendant to show that you would like to marry them. And then after that, in like 3 days, you become married to them. So that is more or less how it works. Here's the little fun math stuff. So each of those friendship hearts is 250 friendship points. With that being said, we need a lot of gifts. a lot of gifts. For this Haley run, I believe we use around 15. I have to check and make sure, and we could probably count as we go along. But we use quite a few to get us all the way up to 10 hearts. Which is why it's also crucial for us to take advantage of those birthday gifts. Because they give us bonus hearts and bonus friendship. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. If it is not raining on this day, I'm going to go ahead and outside and water. Because we have 1 guaranteed rain day on the 26th. Summer is the only season that has guaranteed rain days, which is on the 13th and on the 26th. So now we should be able to harvest our sunflowers. I'm going to go ahead and do that now just to make sure. Ideally, we are looking for higher quality sunflowers. So we have a gold one, which is perfect and ideal for us. And that is because we will gift her a gold one on her birthday in year 2. So this speedrun goes all the way until year 2. So again, we'll be counting the rain days throughout fall, but we will be going out on fall 1 in order to kind of compensate for that decay, as mentioned before. I just realized the music hasn't been playing this entire time. Apologies. I just realized that I was like silent in my own thoughts here, which is like fine by me. No issues. But like for y'all to enjoy. I mean, Stardew Valley has some like top tier music. And so I would love y'all to be able to actually hear. Because it's great. It's also the Stardew Valley music itself. It's not copyright. So you can use it within videos without having to worry. And if for whatever reason they give a copyright strike, you can fight it and it gets taken down because the beloved concerned ape said that he doesn't claim him. So, incredible stuff. To talk about, you know, again, still Joe and I's relationship. We're friends. We're running this again. I hand him all of my marriage routes. He destroys them within a week. But additionally, this year, Joe and I hosted something called the Stardew Valley Awards together, which was a very, very big event. Also, shout out to GDQ for the support on that, because you had raided into another channel and their channel raided into my channel, which was the event channel, which was very much appreciated. But we hosted that event and it was a lot of fun. And I think that our dynamic, as well as banter against each other, is really great. You'll probably see Joe's video as well. Joe is going to submit a very, very fast time, assumingly. Because he holds the world record currently, and his world record is 57 minutes. Just to make sure I talked to her, we did. 57:13. Which is very fast. My personal best time is actually not what these splits say. It is actually... There's our music. It's actually just flat an hour, so fairly close together. We are now going to sleep all the way until winter. Oh, okay. We have a fairy. So, this is a random event / occurrence. This is not guaranteed in any way. And so the fairy is going to make our crops grow. But of course she chooses the corner one, so not all of them will grow. Just a few of them. Lovely. It's just a time loss for us. But I will go ahead and harvest the ones that she did give us. That way we can go ahead and replant these. Because why not? The more sunflowers, the better. The extra sunflowers that we have, we can always sell for extra money. So there we go. Again, we're going to be sleeping all the way until winter, so perfect time, again, for donations. And more explanations of things. When we get to winter, we're going to be using a strategy called winter forage farming, which is essentially a get money quick strategy, because we need 10,000 gold in order to upgrade our house to have Haley move in with us. Additionally, for that same house upgrade, we need 450 pieces of wood, and then an additional 300 pieces of wood for the beach docks. We'll see if we have enough rain during fall. It's not really needed anymore because we got that fairy, which gave us plenty of sunflowers. So we don't necessarily need any more throughout the rest of the run here. But we do have some rain days. Rain days are going to become really crucial and important come year 2 spring, because you can only propose to them. Not only propose, but you can only get the mermaid's pendant in the rain. So you get it from the old mariner, and he only appears in the rain. We'll go out a couple more times to water. We'll take those couple extra silver quality ones as well too. And we'll just sleep. We won't worry about the other ones. And we will head right down to the beach. So I'm only going to be taking the hoe and the pickaxe, because those are the only tools that we're going to be using to winter forage farm. So for 2 days in winter, we're going to use this strategy to more or less get as much money as possible until around 9 or 10 a.m., just depending on the day. Joe is actually going to use one strategy for winter forage farming, whereas I'm going to use a different strategy. I'm going to use the 10 pattern, where Joe is going to use the 6 and 4 pattern. That was very extremely good luck. You normally do not get the first clay pattern on the first day that you hit it. You hit it, but on most days what you'll do is you'll hoe and then pickaxe until you get one of these items to pop up. And then when you do, you do a fun little move where you go up 1 and over 2 for 10 spaces here. And so the reason why we are winter forage farming is because these little winter roots, the orange ones, sell for 70 gold apiece. And the whitish, bluish ones called snow yams, they sell for 100 gold apiece. So currently in my inventory, I have over 2,000 gold. And so we have, or like more like 3,000 gold, just based upon the amount of winter roots I have. And so again, we're trying to get up to that 10k. And then it's an additional 5,000 just to buy the mermaid's pendant. And we need 200 gold just for the bouquet as well. So this is why we use the strategy, because it's, again, a get money quick strategy. And we want to use this for as much as we can. I'm going to go 1 more. Or 2 more rows, we'll see. To see how much we end up with. I usually like to aim for around halfway before I go ahead and give Haley a gift. So we'll do that after this row. And there we go. Additionally, the way that this also works is that if 2 people were on the same file, you could do that exact same pattern together. Cough, cough. If you look at mine and the Valiant Sons Frame Fatales run, which is happening today on the day that I film this. So, we use that same strategy across various marriage candidates. Just because it is very easy to use and very easy to make a lot more money. And much more efficient than using crops. Except for Shane. Shane is the only one. Where it does not work out so well. We're going to go ahead and leave again today. and we're going to head down to the beach once more. The reason why we skipped today is because we woke up the next day with only half energy, and we want as much energy as we can to grab as many forageable items as possible. And then after we complete this money day cycle today, we are then going to skip all the way until spring. Spring 1 of year 2. So again, at that time, plenty of time for donations. As you can see here, we did not get as lucky this time. So we are going to, again, hoe and pickaxe till and until we get one of those forageable items. And we continue the pattern again. In comparison, Joe in his pattern is going to start on the left-hand side of the beach. Still on the beach, because that is the only location. This special mechanic within the game is also only available on PC. It is not applied to Switch users or mobile users as well, but only for PC. But yes, Joe's pattern is actually going to start on the left-hand side, where he will only go up for 6, and then he will do an additional 4 above those, above his current pattern. So you'll also get to see which pattern is actually faster in this context. Joe has been speedrunning Stardew Valley for much longer than I have. However, I'm much more knowledgeable about the friendship aspect within this game and all sorts of marriage routes. So I do have that advantage to myself, despite him having played far more hours in the game than myself. We have roughly enough money now, and we can always sell some extra sunflowers if need be. But we're going to go ahead and run all the way to Haley, gift her another silver quality sunflower, and then pass out right in front of her. And so the reason why we are passing out and draining all of our energy is because it is faster to do this and pass out than to run all the way home. Which is why, additionally, we try and keep our money very low up until the last possible minute that we need to. That way we can save as much money as possible. Because when you pass out, you'll lose like 10% of your money. We're going to now sleep all the way until spring. Again, anytime that we are sleeping, feel free. Donation time. Solid stuff. As I mentioned, my name is Lee. I go by 20-something loser online. I'm just a big fan of friendship mechanics within game. You may have also seen me run Call to Lamb marriage percentage. But Stardew Valley is my main jam. Although, you know, I do have a love for any form of friendship mechanics within games. And I started speedrunning over a year ago now at this point. I want to say like less than a year and a half ago, but more than a year. Somewhere within that range. And I started speedrunning because of something called the Stardew Valley Cup that a lot of my now friends were a part of. And I saw them essentially speedrunning to complete various goals within 3 hours. And I said, hey, I want to give that a try. So here we are now. I guess additionally a little bit about myself. I am a speech therapist by daytime. I work in adult rehab. However, my schedule is fairly flexible. Based on that being said. But I love doing anything charity related. Because ideally at the end of the day I love helping people. So I always love getting to take part in a bunch of different types of charity events throughout the year. We are gonna go ahead and leave here on Spring 1. We'll be greeted by someone by the name of Kent. He was away at war, and he makes his presence known on the beginning of year 2. So again, for the time being, we are going to chop down as many trees as humanly possible to try and reach, again, that 750 number of total pieces of wood. Yeah. Just chopping down as many trees as possible. Realize I just blank stared there at the trees for the longest of time. But we go until we lose all of our energy. And as soon as we're ready to grab all that, we'll head down to Haley. Again, Haley, after you earn 2 friendship hearts with each character, you can then enter their rooms, so they become available at that 9 a.m. time. We will later be using what is called the flower dance within this run. Essentially meaning that we will end up talking to every character at the flower dance as well. And we will be dancing with Haley. The flower dance gives us an extra, full heart. And so we will use that for our last friendship heart with Haley. Because it is later in the spring here. Haley is also known for absolutely hating Pelican Town, as she just stated. Being in a small town sucks. I disagree. But that's her personality. But we love her for it anyways. I feel like Haley is often chosen as people's first marriage candidates, and then they realize that there's a lot of other better marriage candidates out there. And then they, end up marrying somebody else in other playthroughs. Just about at that house upgrade time. which is great for us. We will not complete it on this day. We're actually going to complete it on Haley's birthday on the 14th. But at that time, we're going to make our way up to the carpenter shop, in which she will be able to upgrade our house. Again, for the majority of the rest of the run, we are chopping down as many trees as possible. And I hope that we don't get our energy so low where we become slowed before we even get to Haley's house. Which is not ideal. But we want to get as close to as low energy as possible. And we are going to use up as many of these silver sunflowers as possible beforehand. One thing that you might see us use throughout the run would be this quest board. It's not a guaranteed thing, so it's, you know, there is a little bit of randomness within this run, but that is just like a bonus. It's not needed to complete this run. But the quest board itself gives 150 friendship points if it is completed. Which is a little more than half of a friendship heart, and is more than one whole gift that we give her. Because that silver quality sunflower that we give her is 110 points. And also talking to her. We're going to skip until Monday the 8th now. And we're going to repeat that same pattern. Chopping trees, and then passing out right in front of Haley. Wouldn't have it any other way. Again, most but not all, Joe and I at least will be using animation canceling, making this run glitchless, which is why in the middle of tree chopping, we don't see that full animation swing of the axe. But it also allows us to chop down more trees within a shorter amount of time. There is also a vanilla category within Stardew Valley, so you don't necessarily need to learn how to animation cancel in order to speedrun it. Vanilla just meaning you don't use animation canceling. Again, watching her health there. There we go. Still with plenty of time. And barely enough energy. If need be, we can always eat a sunflower for extra energy. However, just to be safe, you don't want to eat the sunflower, actually. But we can, if need be. And 9 a.m. That is one of Haley's cutscenes. Unfortunately, we skip all of Haley's cutscenes within this run, because they don't really give us necessary friendship points. But that last cutscene that we just skipped is of Haley trying to open up a pickle jar. And the cutscene is us opening it up for her. So, Some real high quality stuff there. Apologies for that. Been talking for a little bit too long here. But again, we just left them till the Friday. We're going out on Mondays and Fridays. Just because there's no general benefit at all to doing Mondays or Fridays or any other day. Haley becomes available at 9 a.m. regardless. But I chose Mondays and Fridays just because it gives a nice, like, time for friendship points to kind of accumulate throughout the week. Slash for the decay to not be as large. We are like one tree away from our 750 goal. 750 wood goal, which there we go. We already hit it. We're gonna go ahead and head down to see Haley once more. But this time we have run out of silver quality sunflowers. We're just gonna give her regular quality. Not too much of a difference. It's only going to be a difference of 10 points. But the extra silver quality at the beginning helps us out a little bit to, with safety within this run. We do have some extra energy, so we are going to lose some of it before we head in. And now today is Friday the 12th of spring of year 2. And if you remember from very earlier in this run, we gave Haley a birthday gift. And that birthday gift happens on the 14th. So Sunday the 14th is going to be the next day that we go out. It is also the day that we are going to upgrade our house. And we are going to go ahead and give Haley that golden sunflower that we had on this day. And that golden sunflower is going to give us 820 friendship points. A lot. Like a lot. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can do the math. It's gonna close the gap for these last 3 friendship hearts to get us up to 8 hearts. So, a lot of points. A lot of points very quickly, to say the least. And so now while we wait on this day, we're actually going to lose as much energy as possible, because instead of passing out in Haley's home this time, we are actually going to pass out in the carpenter's shop, which is at the top of the map. One additional really great thing about Stardew Valley is that once you hit 8 hearts with a character, or max hearts with a character, 8 hearts with a marriageable candidate, or 10 hearts with a non-marriageable candidate, you stop losing friendship points. So we can skip a bunch of days after we give this gift, because we know that we won't lose friendship points with Haley, which is really nice. But now we wait for Haley to open up her doors for 8 a.m. Please. Not 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Goodness. all of the houses except for one open up at 9 a.m. There's one house that opens up at 8 a.m. However, of course, the house that opens up at 8 a.m. is the worst marriage candidate imaginable, which is Alex. The reason why he's the worst is because he has the worst loved gifts. And which is why you will never see me running him. You'll probably see me try and run plenty of other characters, but you will not see me run him. Here's the gift for Haley. And again, just to check friendship, 8 hearts. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is we are going to run into the town store to go and talk to Pierre. So we are going to sell some of our forageable items to Pierre. And then we are also going to talk to Pierre behind the desk. The reason why... I'm going to sell just up to 10k here. The reason why we are talking to Pierre behind the counter is because at the flower dance we're going to talk to everybody. Talking to everybody completes a journal quest, which gives us an extra 100 friendship points with every person in the town, including Haley. However, Pierre is the only person that is not accessible on the flower dance day. He is locked behind his stall where he's selling goods and various other items. And so we have to talk to him ahead of time in order for this strategy to work. And again, passing out in this area. And again, keeping our money as low as possible for when we pass out. We are going to go ahead and sleep all the way until the flower dance day, which the flower dance day is on the... Oh, we're not going to the flower dance day. I spoke too soon. We are going to the day before the flower dance day, because on that day we are going to purchase a bouquet from Pierre. And then after we purchase that bouquet, we're going to give it to Haley to show that we would like to start dating her. And then we will give her a gift of a sunflower. So we're going to skip to the 23rd. The reason why the bouquet is actually incredibly important is because you cannot continue to earn friendship points once you hit a certain threshold after 8 hearts. So if I were to give Haley another gift right now, right, she would not be able to get those extra friendship points to boost her up to 10 hearts, because it's locked at 8 hearts. So we have to... There's a certain threshold over that we can go, which we are already over that threshold, more or less. But that is why we have to give her the bouquet first. Before we go and get the bouquet, because the bouquet will not be available until 9 a.m., I'm going to take these 300 wood that we had already chopped up, and we are going to bring it over to the bridge. We're bringing it over to the bridge because the old mariner, the one who sells the marriage pendant, exists on the other side of the bridge. So we have to complete the bridge in order to have access to him, or in order to have access to the marriage pendant. And again, just gonna try and deplete as much energy as possible, because we will be gifting Haley, and then we will pass out right in front of her. We're only going to sell a couple of our winter roots, because the bouquet is only 200 gold. And then we'll sell the rest of them on the next day, on the day of the flower dance. And now we wait until 9 a.m. Because that's the acceptable time to actually start doing things. It is 9 a.m. and later. 8:50, 9 a.m. There we go. And scroll down. A bouquet for us. And away as we go. So we want to gift Haley the bouquet first, then talk to her, then give her a sunflower. The reason why we use this strategy entitled BTG is because the dialogue box after you give her, after you talk to her with the bouquet is shorter than her like normal dialogue boxes. And then we pass out. There we go. And then it's flower dance day the next day. And we get to show off our horrible dance moves throughout the entirety of this. One thing that I will do is I'm going to take more or less everything that I've accumulated in my inventory. I'm going to sell it because we don't need it. Haley is gonna love us broke or not. Does not matter. This larger, the main cabin, the main house up here is fully upgraded, which is where we will see ourselves end up. After this day is fully upgraded, so Haley will move in with us. We will sell the coal, we will sell that, and we'll sell about half and half again of the sunflowers because we don't need any more. This is our last little bit of friendship with Haley because that's all that we need. And now again, we wait until 9 a.m. because that is the acceptable time to dance with everybody. We just wait. That's all that this is. You can skip along if you're watching this on the video, but obviously this would be a good time for donations. Again, plenty of space for that. Marriage runs are very chill, very relaxed. However, obviously day of, it's probably going to be a little bit more intense because we will be racing. But there should be plenty of rest. And Joe and I have fairly similar pacing, so it shouldn't be too hard to jump in between us. And there we go. We'll keep going. Almost done with this run, finally. So what we're going to do is we are going to talk with every single person here, except for a handful of characters we have already met. So we are just opening up that dialogue box with just about everybody. Alex. Working our way through. There are some people here that we don't have to meet because we have already met them because they came up and talked to us before. And And that's how we know that we've hit 10 hearts with Haley, is the best friends achievement pops up right there. And here's our wonderful dance moves. You get my singing in this too. I apologize for that. This is one of my favorite holidays within the game, just because it's our farmers' dance moves are just so offbeat compared to everybody else's, and it's also just a cute festival with really cute music. So as stated before, we are going to sleep. We are going to sleep until we get a rain day, and on the rain day, we are going to then propose to Haley. Now that we've reached 10 hearts with Haley, she won't have any decay remaining. So we should be a-okay to just sleep until we get a rain day. Rain is based upon the amount of steps that you take. We will not be using that aspect of seeded runs. In seeded runs, you can like track the rain days based upon how many steps that you take. However, step counting is very difficult, and I don't use it at all. And neither does Joe. So we are not using that aspect of seeded, so essentially to us, rain is random. But again, there is those guaranteed rain days in summer. Ideally, we don't have to go all the way until the summer 13th, like this day, the 6th. So again, we are at the very tail end of this run. My name is Lee. I go by 27 Loser. I do a lot of Stardew Valley marriage runs, and you can often find me trying new strategies and new routes to marry people even faster within this game. Here is the old mariner. This character over here, who mysteriously only pops up in the rain. And you can only gain access to the Mermaid's Pendant once you have 10 hearts with a marriageable candidate. And once more, we're going to wait all the way until 9 a.m. for Haley's door to open. And then we'll give her this. We'll give her that pendant. And the pendant is just simply like an engagement ring. It's a symbol to be like, hey, I want to get married to you. So, after we give it to her, we just sleep a couple of days, and then we'll be married. So we should be married within like the next 2 minutes or so. Again, trying to pass out as fast as possible. You should be using your pickaxe for this instead of your axe, but we use what we remembered to bring with us. And 9 a.m. We're gonna skip that cutscene. Haley is gonna actually show us her photo room in that cutscene. And any day that it's raining, Haley stays in bed. So we propose to her while she is still in bed. Which, you know, how romantic. We pass out. And we should be getting married here on this day. So time will end as soon as we see the little heart above the characters after they kiss. Done. There's time. Ta-da! And that is the Haley marriage percentage run. Again, some incentive ideas would be, of course, adding in the cat, naming the cat of any regards. Could be naming either of our characters, could be naming the farm, any of those for bid incentives. Additionally, we would be willing to run this unseeded, essentially meaning that we wouldn't get the guaranteed coconut within the run. So that could add some extra competitiveness within this, because we don't know if we'll get a coconut or not. And someone could be left with a coconut and their run be completely fine, and somebody could be left without a coconut and their run would be kind of messed up a little bit. So yeah, that is again Haley marriage percentage run. Submitting this as a race against Joetg, so hopefully you'll be able to find his video as well. Time frame wise, estimate I would say around 110. However, if you do choose to include that glitchless incentive, that may add some extra time onto that. So I would say like 115 or so, because we can usually pick it up pretty fast. I say estimate 110 with the idea that we would probably aim more towards like 103 to 105 just in case. I was just doing a lot of safety things here today and also taking my time so I could explain the run to all of you. However, on obviously marathon day, it would probably be a little bit more competitive, / more focusing. And again, additionally, submitting this as a race, ideally preferred, but if you so choose, I am also comfortable with running this solo. And obviously, as whatever you all choose as well too. I'm comfortable with doing commentary. I know Joe is comfortable also with doing commentary, but if you so choose, we can also have a commentary buddy as well. We're flexible. But thank you so much for your consideration. I'm Lee. It's nice to meet you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.